And there are so many different ways you can define sex. It's not just intercourse, which is a bullshit answer, and we want the real answers. Deborah. Thank you. So funny, we were kind of having this conversation earlier, but I found a study that asks the question, how long should sex last?
Till you're tired of it.
I agree, but if you had to put a number on it, what would you guess that the average answer was?
Ooh, how much should I it's a time.
Yeah, how long do you think the average answer was for how long sex should last?
30 minutes?
That is correct.
Whoa! What do I win?
Nailed it.
Sex.
You just have to text someone for it now. So the average expectation is 30 minutes. That's how long sex should last. According to a very famous study done from Alfred Kinsey, the average man orgasms within 2 minutes of beginning sexual intercourse. So that's a huge leap from 2 minutes to the expected 30 minutes. So what is the actual correct amount of time? Deborah Herbenek, what a name.
Deborah
you know
Herbenek.
Her.
She was my teacher.
Herbenek.
Yeah.
So Deborah Herbenek, the director of the Center for Sexual Health Promotion at IU, which is Arielle's alma mater,
Thank you.
says that it really depends on the person.
Mm-hmm.
For some people, they prefer quick sex. Some people want it to be super drawn out. For some people, it could be painful. You know, all these different things need to be taken into consideration.
Mm-hmm.
And there are so many different ways you can define sex. It's not just intercourse, which is a bullshit answer, and we want the real answers. Deborah. So one survey study, you know what I mean? It's like, give me some like numbers. All right, well, give me the facts. One study surveyed sex therapists, specifically asking how long vaginal intercourse should last before ejaculation. So only that time from penetration to him orgasming. This is what was concluded. Anything from 1 to 2 minutes is generally considered too short. 3 to 7 minutes is considered adequate. 7 to 13 minutes is desirable. And in practice, anything from 10 to 30 minutes is considered too long. Like, people are like, this is just going on for more than like I physically want to do or like emotionally can handle, all these different reasons. Even so, people really want it to fall between, like, when they think about it, they're like, I want it to be 25 to 30 minutes long.
Of straight penetration.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
which is a very long.
That's way too long.
So Nicole Prouse, our fave, basically looked at these findings. She was like, I'm super skeptical of these findings because you're asking too broad of a question.
Uh-huh.
What we need to do is say, are we looking at just penetration, just oral, just foreplay, and define all of these types of things, and then come together at the end and say this is the general length of sex.
Uh-huh.
But I think, as we find with a lot of our studies, it's like heteronormative, it's penetration focused,
Mm-hmm.
and I think there needs to be more research done on how long other types of relationships are enjoying sex.
Mm-hmm.
But for the most part, I think if you're doing penetrative sex for about 13 minutes, that's the sweet spot.
I generally get, like, okay, if I'm being penetrated in missionary the whole time, I could go for a while. That
Sure.
really is my favorite position. And there's like other sub positions you can do within missionary. But all the other ones just, they become kind of difficult, or it's like, I don't even really love Doggy that much. Like, they ram me really hard.
Oh, I love Doggy.
And I think I used to like it more, but now it just sort of hurts.
Aww.
So that's another thing. Like, it also, like, what position are you in when you're doing it for
Yeah.
that long, and who's getting tired, who's, effort. And yeah, I mean, it just does go back to heteronormativity. And I'm hearing a lot more sex podcasts and articles making a note that unless specified, all of this is within the heterosexual context because research is still outdated, etc.
Yeah.
Which is like what we say here as well. So.
Yeah. And it bums me out because, like, I really do want to find more inclusive sources.
Yeah. They're just
like, get on it, scientists.
Sex research itself started so late, and it started heteronormatively. So only now they're like starting to catch up.
Yeah, because I assume the assumption is that the people doing the research are straight.
Yeah,
or,
most of them. Yeah.
And that'll just like kind of, as we work to make education more accessible and we encourage more like women and queer people to take these roles, that's when we'll see research start to reflect it. But like, I understand the impulse to study things that relate to you.
Yeah.
But that's why we need representation in all fields, so that everyone is striving to represent themselves.
Well, Kinsey was gay, actually. He was bisexual.
Yeah, well, the only part of the study that was from him was the 2 minutes.
Yeah.
So,
well, he's also like a naughty guy, but for another day.
For another day.
Now, I have a quick